shoot, I said that you claim it. It's that Xbox, spin the block, his legs live. Fast talker, no riddling, moonwalking, selling moon rock just to make dividends. You in traffic with family? That flash make it a portrait. Gun kick back, not grannies from porches. David on the scene, you know that it's scorching. What's the man with King? No response to the saying, advancing the line, advancing the payment. You front the game and shoot, what said that you claim?
You already know the time, told my boys to hold the line. We gon' shoot it out in seconds, leave you posted like a vine. Bow your head down to the king, leave your roses at the shrine. We stay ready for the war, just need the king to drop the sign. Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? Say what you running from, what you running from? I'm with my team, we bleed green, that's what you wanted, huh? This what you wanted. This what you wanted, huh?
Peace and blessings, and welcome back to Xbox Frontline News with your boy, the King. Happy birthday, Lord Attic. I know a lot of times people don't get a chance to tell you, man, I love you to death. 100%. Attic is definitely an integral part of the team, but he's also one of my dear friends. And I'm just wishing you a happy birthday. I hope you have a great time, and I wish many, many more to come your way. Going into 2025 is a lot of big things for Iron Lords Podcast, and my bro Attic, happy birthday. So, on this day, we have another part of Mustard Hearts going left, going crazy with Satya and the Dollar having a conversation about where he sees Xbox going. We're going to get into that. Today is going to be a short one. Today is going to be one topic, us talking about this one topic, but this topic expounds on the greater whole, which is Xbox, Microsoft's direction. Where do we see things going? What's happening? Are we confused, or are they lying to us? Now, I've got a chance to listen to it, and we're going to listen to it a couple of times, but I've got a chance to listen to it, and I want to know, what did you take from it when we listened to it? And the best part about this is the fact of the matter that when you get a chance to see the individual at the bottom with doing the sign language, I think that is absolutely hilarious to me. All right, let's see exactly what's going on with this.
And the love for gaming, if I think about it, right, we chose the secular growth category in entertainment, which we think is gaming, and said, let's double down on it. And it's been a passion for Microsoft ever since. In fact, I think Flight Simulator launched before Windows or Office even. And so it's like one of the longest franchises in this company. And so we said, let's take that joy of gaming everywhere, and that's why even these ads with Xbox Now, where we are redefining what it means to be an Xbox fan, it's about being able to enjoy Xbox on all your devices. So our strategy with Activision Content Now is in full force. We feel fantastic about the progress we've made, and more importantly, I think on long term, as a company, we can bring the best of AI innovation, cloud innovation, console innovation, PC innovation to build the best games that can be enjoyed by gamers everywhere. And the love for gaming, if I think about it, right?
All right, so you got a chance to hear exactly what he said. Now, it's a lot to unpack there. It's a lot to unpack there because he told you, first and foremost, content now. Content now is a robust strategy. That's understanding that you must have content that is dropping at a rapid pace to get in the hands of gamers all over. That's from mobile, PC, console. That ecosystem, that trifecta. So, in that respect, what you have to do is you have to link all of that together. Now, what we do know is we do know that Xbox and Microsoft has been working at the Microsoft Store And 400 to 500 games have popped up that is probably not even in the Xbox ecosystem, but that you're able to purchase in the Xbox store. That's completely different. That's revolutionary in the sense that wherever you are in that store, in the Xbox store, you're able to have an experience that is even outside of the Xbox ecosystem that they brought into the Xbox ecosystem. So games that are not necessarily centric to Xbox is available to you in the store. Content now is a big pillar in the conversation that he's having. Now, he did touch on AI, he did touch on cloud, and he did touch on hardware and consoles. Those things are all necessary in order to facilitate the vision that they have over at Microsoft and Xbox. Now, I know as an Xbox guy, there's a lot of conversations being heard all across the board. You will hear people telling you that, oh, this is an Xbox. This is the brand. The brand is, and if you remember very early on, Phil said it very early on, and it also came with a caveat, right? Because I don't think that he thought as robust as this part. It said that he wants Xbox games wherever Game Pass is available. And then that strategy turned into, we want Xbox on every place that there is a screen. That aspect dynamically changes the prospect of Xbox and the thought process that everywhere there's a screen. I don't remember I was being teased that, oh, if it's a refrigerator, oh, you want to play it on there. When I found out that you could play Xbox games in a Tesla, that changed my perspective. But let's just touch on the future of hardware in this conversation. So let's unpack this part right here.
Out. So let's just go and tackle the exclusivity question, because I know it's on the minds of a lot of people. We hear from the community, and that's an important input for us. So we made the decision that we're going to take 4 games to the other consoles, just 4 games, not a change to our kind of fundamental exclusive strategy. We're making these decisions for some specific reasons. We make every decision really with the long-term health of Xbox in mind. And long-term health of Xbox means a growing platform, our games performing, building the best platform for creators, reaching as many players as we can. We're always looking to learn as a leadership team and to grow. And we think this is an interesting point in time for us to use what some of the other platforms have right now to help grow our franchises. So we're going to do that.
So these 4 titles, what are they? Can you say?
I'm not going to name those games. The teams that are building those games have announced plans that are not too far away.
So we know right now that those 4 games turned out to be Pentiment, Grounded, Sea of Thieves, and Hi-Fi Rush. For various reasons, Pentiment, Grounded, Sea of Thieves, and Hi-Fi Rush was choose to go over to the PlayStation platform. Now, if you heard from him from the beginning, he did say that it was just 4 games. Nothing changed from the exclusivity, and that is not the truth. What happened then is that was a metrics, and they said their reasons. Well, it was the truth then. It was 4 games then. Now, you have to understand, they needed an internal metrics to see if this thing would work, if this thing is possible in changing how we view gaming, Xbox ecosystem, and what possibly be a change going forward as far as exclusivity is. Okay, so let's dig further into this.
You are thinking about the future and this concept of live service games, games that can benefit from bigger audiences, new audiences. How does that apply to future titles and how you're applying that criteria there?
Yeah, there's really no fundamental change to how we think about exclusivity. We just came out of Developer Direct, which was an awesome show, where we showed great games that are coming to Xbox and PC and cloud, which really makes them accessible to hundreds of millions of people. So it's this kind of, we're really focused on a couple platforms and what's going to show up there. But our key of play the games you want with the people you want, anywhere you want, when everybody plays, we all win. These have been part of our strategy for years and will continue to be. Our focus is on how do we continue to grow the games industry by reaching more players in more places, and how do
He just explained to you the strategy. You heard it there. When we all play, we all win. How to reach more gamers in other platforms and other places. How to reach hundreds of millions of people. Well, we all know that the Xbox ecosystem is not hundreds of millions of people. How do you achieve that? Well, you don't achieve that by being exclusive to your platform. But you do want to grow the brand that it is global in a sense. The ABK deal changed Xbox fundamentally from the ground up to where they are positioned at the moment. The changes is astronomical in the sense that you no longer are a mom and pop shop. You fundamentally have become a whole robust mall in which everyone will be able to have access to your games. Now, is that everything? See, this is the problem that gamers are having all over the place, trying to figure out, is it everything or is it some things?
do we grow Xbox as part of that? Xbox is a hardware platform, Xbox is a publisher of great games, and Xbox as a platform for the world's best creators.
Mm-hmm. And then knowing that, how do we think about our first-party games and Game Pass?
Yeah, well, to build on what Phil just said, one thing I would add, as you were talking about growth, is just that we've sort of seen this inversion over the last 5 years where it used to be that the platform was the biggest thing.
That's right.
And the games would sort of tuck in within the platform. Today, big games like a Roblox or a Fortnite could actually be bigger than any one platform.
Yeah,
and that really has changed the way that we think about things. So in the midst of all that, I think we at First Party can come back to sort of some core principles. First, that all of our games will be on the Xbox platform. Second, all of our games will go into Game Pass on day one. And third, we know that Game Pass will only be available on Xbox. So there's sort of starting points for us.
You heard it again. All the games will launch day and date on Game Pass. All the games will be available on Xbox. They will have hardware. And that's the starting point from there. You're not realizing exactly, they have been saying the same exact message. And it has been 4 people saying the same exact thing differently. But you've heard that Xbox is dead. Xbox is getting out of the hardware business. Xbox is not going to have exclusives. The thought process in the mental gymnastics, and I made sure that I took this older clip for when they sat down to explain things to a lot of you low IQ mustard heart individuals that have revisionist history or have pea brain mentality. I must go back to get this so you can hear it, so you can understand it.
As Phil mentioned, there are games today that you can play that only can be found on Xbox. And at the same time, we want to bring more of our games to more players. So we're going to continue to look at that. Kind of moving aside, though, from some of those and thinking more about what does it really mean for the player, to me, the 2 key things are cross-play and cross-save. Those things allow us to deliver on the promise of Xbox, which is play with your friends where they are, play on the devices you want, play the games you want. So that is really only possible at a practical level when you know that your saves and your player are going to be able to move across all those parts.
So what they're explaining to you is with the Xbox brand games you purchase here, you have cross saves, you have cross progression. Those things matter. Then you're able to take that cross save and cross progression and whatever device that you play on, that device itself will still have your cross save, your cross progression, and you're able to play with your friends. So if your friends aren't able to partake in the Xbox, but your game save, your progression travels with you. That is key and priority with going forward. And you have to be listening to what's being said in order for you to learn.
So not all of our games today are necessarily built to take advantage of that. There still will be some games that don't. As we bring more teams into the Xbox family, there's some catch up to do as we get there. But that cross-play, cross-save is like so fundamental to what we're doing, and I think is something that we as first party get such a good benefit from being so close to the platform.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that's one of the things, like you said, all of our games are always in Game Pass. And so I'm excited to announce, with the coming together that we had with Activision Blizzard King, that Activision and Blizzard games are coming to Game Pass, starting with Diablo 4 on March 28th, which I'm super, super excited to share today. And it's all part of our commitment to make Xbox, the Xbox experience, and the games that we build as widely available as possible. So now
that is the third person that told you they want their games as widely available as possible. Now, you don't really understand. Half the time people want to switch the narrative and change exactly what's going on. They want to tell you that, they're changing, they're moving, they're not being consistent. They're being absolutely consistent with everything that they've been saying. Everything that they've been saying has been at a consistent pace. These individuals with the low IQ are trying to misdirect you, trying to take you to a different direction. They have been very clear in everything that they've been saying. Sometimes you just didn't want to hear anything that they were saying. You really need to listen. There will be exclusives on the Xbox platform. There will be games that won't be no place else other than the Xbox platform. But there will be games that will go everywhere. There's no red lines when it comes to that, because that will happen.
34 million Game Pass members can all enjoy the fantastic experience of Diablo 4.
Amazing. Can we come back to the point, Phil, you mentioned at the top, this isn't really a change in strategy for us. Can you recap for me how it isn't?
Yeah, and I thought both Matt and Sarah did a really nice job of talking about what we're doing on Xbox, where we're going. If you take a platform feature like Xbox Play Anywhere, which has been a promise that we've made on our first-party games, that you can buy our game once, you're going to get play across Xbox and Windows. I think we're the only platform that does this. That makes it possible for you not only to play with your friends wherever they are, but to know that you.
The bigger thing is Play Anywhere. They want you to be able to take the game that you purchased. This is where your value is. Your value as an Xbox customer is to purchase the game from Xbox and play anywhere through the cloud, through the console, or wherever you play your Xbox games. Please, nothing fundamentally has changed at all.
Actually have multiple entitlements to the games. I think that's a technology I would love to see applied to more platforms. But it is this view that people are going to play Xbox in multiple places. Whether it's play the games you want with the people you want, anywhere you want, whether it's content, community, and cloud, whether it's when everybody plays, we all win. Like, we've had different taglines, different strategy, kind of words that we've used, but always with this view that Xbox is a platform for creators who want to reach the most players. Our investments in xCloud, our investments in franchises like Minecraft and now Call of Duty and other large franchises.
Think about it. How can you reach the most players if your platform isn't the most selling? Obviously, the strategy is to place games on all platforms in order to reach all gamers everywhere. The message hasn't changed. Stay focused.
So that we learn how to build those. This has been a strategy that we've been on for, I'd say, a decade. It's not about one device. It's not about games in service of a device, but rather the devices that people want to play on should be in service of making the games as big and popular as.
It's not about one device. It's about devices. He hasn't changed his speech at all. So the narrative that Microsoft is changing their speech is misleading.
As they possibly could be. Because really, a healthy creator community on Xbox, a healthy creator community in gaming all up, is the thing that all of us as game players should be voting for, because that's the thing that will lead to the best long-term success and growth in this industry.
And my understanding, just from listening and learning from you three over the past few weeks, just understanding what's happening with Xbox, is that we see trends with player behavior where people are playing on multiple devices. That is the reality. And we have put some games out on multiple platforms before. So my understanding is that that's been good for players. How does that come back to the business with all of that in mind?
Yeah, as you said, we have shipped games on other platforms. In fact, realistically, if you look with the addition of Activision and Blizzard and ZeniMax, we're one of the largest game publishers on PlayStation. We're one of the largest publishers on the Nintendo Switch, especially when you put Minecraft into the equation as well. And now we're one of the largest publishers on mobile platforms as well.
They are the largest platform publisher, period, in the world. Did you think they were going to walk away from that money? Did you think they acquired them just to say, nah, we're going to lock it off over to this 41 million dudes over here? Are you insane? Or is this something fundamentally wrong? You low IQ, low vibrational individuals need to stop. It's not about you. What actually has transpired to the Xbox player that fundamentally changed your experience? I need to know.
And that's not something that we want to back away from. We want to continue to be building great games that millions and millions of people can love, and that they can play those games where they want to go play. But we
millions and millions of people can play and love, that they can take their experiences and go where they want to play.
Do understand the business success that Xbox has to have. Us as leaders in this business, the system today, the system that all companies that we play video games from, is a world of you got to be growing your business. Growth in our Xbox business is critical to the long-term health of Xbox. Many people know I've been on Xbox for over 20 years, and I want to make sure Xbox is in the best position for the next 20 years. That means healthy player community, healthy creator community, and healthy business. So when we look at opportunities to allow more people to play, more people to engage, more people to buy, more people to subscribe, it's all about putting Xbox in the best position. And our hardware is a critical component of that. The absolute best experience.
Again, those individuals saying that Xbox is getting out of hardware, I need you to stay focused here, because Satya said that recently. We're doing this. I'm doing this on purpose for you to get engage on understanding, because sometimes understanding is hard for most.
Somebody has on Xbox is hardware that your team builds and that people play on. But that's not going to be everybody. We fully accepted that we're going to have Xbox players across all kinds of devices.
So I think a lot of people think about 2023 as this incredible year for gaming. And in a lot of ways it was. There were some really amazing releases that I think we all enjoyed. But what were the signals behind the scenes that maybe indicated how we wanted to look at the future of Xbox and how we kind of keep up with the industry?
Yeah, such a good question. And I think it's, as people who care about the industry, which I assume is people who are watching this, it was an amazing year. Some great launches, some of the games that I think will stand the test of time and people will be talking about a decade from now. But it's an industry that didn't really grow. And what happens when an industry doesn't grow? You end up with some job eliminations, which we had.
Remember, today on the Chaos Lounge, I explained to you that we need to have growth in the tech sector in order for us to continue to expound. I don't talk in a vacuum. I talk to individuals so you can understand what the industry is facing. They need to have growth In order to have growth, and I know consolidation is productive when it comes to growth, because what it looks like on the outside is one larger entity gobbling up another entity, and inside there you would have overlap when it comes to redundancies, and then you will have divestitures from that redundancies where you have layoffs and stuff like that. But in those same shedding of what I would say is not necessarily dead weight, but inconsistencies inside the machine, is now once it settles, it grows. When it grows, those jobs, new job titles, new positions, new entry points into that ecosystem happen. Those same individuals that were let go are absorbed back into the whole, because it grows into a larger entity. See, first you must consolidate, and then you will inflate, and then once it inflates, you can accommodate more employees. It's these philosophies in business that changes fundamentally where we're going as an industry. Consolidation is not the destroyer of innovation. Consolidation and growth is the partnership of innovation. So again, let's continue.
We had even our own hard decisions to make about building a sustainable business for ourselves, but in no way were we alone in that. When you think about a healthy industry, I want players who believe that they will find the best games on the platforms that they love. I want people who invest their careers in working here to feel like this is a place that they can be successful. And that really is down to being part of an industry that is growing. If you listen to Lisa Su, the AMD CEO, she'll say that AMD-powered consoles are likely to decline in 2024. I think there's an amazing set of games coming in 2024, but if we don't get to growing as an industry, the industry will struggle. And today there's really two choices on how do you grow the industry. Do you say, I have a fixed number of players, the players that we have today, and do I find new ways to monetize those players to get more money from the players that I have? Or do you think about, how do I expand the business I have by finding new players and adding those to the base of players that already play? Our focus on Xbox for the last decade has really been on that latter point.
This is a big talking point. Did you fundamentally squeeze the hell out of those players that you initially have? Those same players, that same 120 million players that the PlayStation have, do you squeeze them? That's the reason why there's a ton of people still on the PlayStation 4. That's the reason why you don't see the diversity and the large sales numbers that is probably indicative of a PlayStation platform. Xbox itself decided to look outside of the core and engage in other fan bases to bring those fan bases into the whole in order to not raise the price on Game Pass to an exorbitant amount, not raise the price on hardware to $700 and some odd dollars to make it out of reach, but to look outward into selling games on different platforms in order to bring that revenue back, in order to fund your fun. Smart thinking, smart strategists looks for ways outside of the norm to get more revenue and resources in order to continue doing what they normally do, but at a higher level.
Of how do we make sure Xbox is growing for our players, growing for our creators, so those people are finding success on our platform, which will grow the Xbox business and put Xbox in a position to be very strong for years and decades to come.
Matt, earlier you were talking about these growing gaming communities, how they're incredibly large and comparable on such a different level when we think about console audiences, like you mentioned.
And the thing about that is console audiences will definitely be a key factor going forward, but at the same time, the growth of the industry is necessary in order to facilitate new players in our ecosystems. So again, the talking point for this video is and
the love for gaming. If I think about it, right, we chose the secular growth category in entertainment, which we think is gaming, and said, let's double down on it. And it's been a passion for Microsoft ever since. In fact, I think Flight Simulator launched before Windows or Office even. And so it's like one of the longest franchises in this company. And so we said, let's take that joy of gaming everywhere. And that's why even these ads with Xbox Now, where we are redefining what it means to be an Xbox fan, it's about being able to enjoy Xbox on all your devices. So our strategy with Activision content now is in full force. We feel fantastic about the progress we've made. And more importantly, I think on long term, as a company, we can bring the best of AI innovation, cloud innovation, console innovation, PC innovation to build the best games that can be enjoyed by gamers everywhere. And the love for gaming, if I think about
All
it,
right.
we chose.
So now that you understand the mission, the statements has always been the same. It's when he said that word redefining, the woe is me woke up in a lot of the mustard hearts. You weak-minded, jelly-spine, yellow-belly sapsuckers are a destructive force in the membrane of our ecosystem. You know, you saw guys talking about, oh, I'm not gonna, be on Xbox. No, don't be. Go someplace. No one ever needs to hear you leave someplace. If you choose to leave, then go. It has never been a greater time to be an Xbox fan. At the moment, you're seeing individuals trying to distract you, trying to tell you that Xbox is dead. When was the last time that you heard the head of Microsoft talk about Xbox? I want you to answer that question. So now that we made it to the end of the video, you saw there was one topic today, and we talked about this one topic because this is a huge topic. I don't ever sit there and really try to break down what is going on. Now, my only concern as an Xbox guy is that going into this future where it's less physical, it's more digital, I do have back and pat, and they did talk about back and pat. I do have over 1,000, well, probably 600 Xbox games. PlayStation games, but that doesn't matter. Are you going to offer a separate disk drive? I think at some point in time, that conversation needs to be approached. You need to offer a separate disk drive so that we're able to play our disc games. It's necessary for us to continue the whole back compat, or is back compat dead? Did you give up on back compat? I need answers to that. I will hold your feet to the fire on that. But at the moment, Game Pass has never been greater. It's at a phenomenal place in gaming. And I see that I'm valued as a customer. Now, somebody told me that them releasing games on the PlayStation devalues the brand and devalues the console. I beg to differ. Not every game is going. Some games will go. Exclusivity will still be there, regardless to whatever someone else tells you. These things will still happen. Now you have people yelling out Halo will go over there. Well, what Halo? Because there's a whole bunch of them. Is Halo Master Chief Collection going over there? Is it still selling on Xbox? What's happening? What fundamentally changes with me as an Xbox owner, myself? What actually happens with me? And everything I see is I'm fine. Nothing changed. Well, this is the part in the video. I'm going to tell you to like, follow, and subscribe. And if you liked anything that you saw here, please become a member. They're the lifeblood of the daily videos. I stream on Fridays, which is Fight Night Fridays. But you can catch me on Twitch. That's King David ILP on Twitch. Now, we also will be opening a Frontline channel in which if you guys don't want to go to Switch, I will be streaming daily on the Frontline channel that'll be on YouTube, so you guys can come over there and we can actually engage. Because I like Xbox, want to go where the gamers are. So I'm not going to restrict you guys. Hit the notification bell, share it out, let somebody know, and hit the like button. And if you see this super thanks, hit the super thanks. I'm in every chat talking to everybody because I drop videos daily. And I'm going to take that logo and I'm going to throw it around Indiana Jones because my behind is going to play on Indiana Jones. And what I noticed is, and I hope you guys really noticed this, they said Indiana Jones is launching on a PlayStation in the spring. Didn't give you a date. That's diabolical. Try to play the Game Pass.